Hello, this is Claire from GamerGuides.com, and today I'm here with Seb, a fellow Final Fantasy fan, and we're going to play through the first half of Lightning Returns with you. We're going to show you the different mechanics of the game and see where we get to.
Yeah, thanks Claire. Yeah, looking forward to giving this a bash and seeing what it's all about. I've played quite a few of the Final Fantasy games in the past, but I'm completely new to this one, so I've played the demo and that's it. So this will be pretty interesting for me to see what the differences are. So
it's very different.
Yeah,
massively different from the previous games. So we thought we'd show you the tutorials at first. It's basically explaining the different attack system, which is totally new, because as you can see, you've got face buttons now that correspond to your attacks instead of paradigms like the previous games.
Mm-hmm.
So, it shows you the ATB gauge down there, which again, each attack takes up a chunk of your ATB, so you've got to kind of...
So that's how you manage your resources.
Your strategy,
your strategy is based on how you deplete, how quickly it's depleted from certain attacks.
And stronger attacks, of course, will use more ATB gauge.
Yeah.
And when you switch between them, the ones that are sort of refreshing, they generate 6 times more ATB gauge than the one you're using.
Huh.
So the one you're using is really slow in regenerating, which is kind of annoying. But it's all about tactics. So you can see it's depleting there, not by much because an attack doesn't really count that much. So this is I just switched the schema. You have schemas, not paradigms, and they're very similar, basically.
Okay.
So you get different abilities down here, and your ATB gauge. I don't know if you've noticed it changed color when I switched.
So it matches.
Yeah, it matches the one you're using, so you know where you're at. So
that makes sense.
So you can, like I said, standby schemata recovers more quickly. So you want to make sure that you're using the right one at the right time, really.
Okay, so when would you use that one?
So I'd use this one when I want to bring more of its chain gauge up, which I'll explain in a minute. The stagger is a little bit different to stagger an enemy. It's not quite the same as adding percentage like the last couple of games. So her attacks are quite strong. This guy is weak to physical attacks, more physical attacks.
Okay, so are you bashing?
This guy is basically, I just need to use circle for this guy. Just this tutorial is basically just to explain basic attacks without going into too much detail. So you've got your EP, which down in the bottom left corner, you've got a little number there. It says 0 at the moment.
Oh yeah.
EP is the stuff you get. It's like energy kind of, and it basically allows you to use abilities. Overclock is like the limit break of this game.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. So as you kill monsters, you get more of that, so you can use it more. So it's pretty awesome. And loading screens. We don't need to know about cameras. No, I didn't mean to do that. There we go.
Tell me more about your cameras.
Go away. Oh, there we go. Right. So you have again, you can see the enemies on the screen.
Like aggroed them straight away.
Yeah, they already know we're here because we just kind of appeared.
Is there like a safe distance from them? Or?
There can be. You can run past them. So if you don't want to fight an enemy, you can just run away from it.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are weak to Blizzard. These little guys. Doesn't last very long. You can literally just... All their weak is elemental attacks, basically, but Blizzard especially. You get those Niblet hairballs are using quests or to upgrade.
So do you only get... I noticed there wasn't any stars on that one. Is that only for like
it's only for boss battles and really hard monsters.
Right.
So a lot of the final bosses and stuff obviously are used for that. So guarding, this is a new thing. I don't know if anyone's played Crisis Core, but have you ever played Crisis Core?
No.
Very similar, a bit like Kingdom Hearts as well in some ways. You have your corresponding button there, a square. If you get a perfect guard, you can actually stagger the enemy easier. So when he does his attack, I'll just see there we go. So when you guard, he gets a debuff, which is D-Shell. You can just see it's just up there because he's in stagger now, I think, or close to stagger. And it's just basically telling me about your HP, if they deplete HP, it doesn't regenerate after the battle. You don't start again with full HP, you have to.
So there's no like, you walk around and your health goes back up? Or?
No. Well, there is an easy mode, but if you want to play in normal or hard mode, it
Okay.
will not regenerate. So you've got to use items or
Right.
abilities or whatever to do it, which is a bit tricky. Again, you've got to try and manage that as well. So this guy's staggered. So yeah, if you do a perfect guard, so you time it right, they'll go straight into stagger phase and then switch. And it's a lot easier to kill them then, obviously.
So he's barely got one hit on you and
He's already dead. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously these guys are easy at the moment
Yeah,
because,
of course,
yeah.
And then how did you time that? Was that when he cast the spell?
As soon as he's about to hit you,
when he was about to connect
literally
with the
about to
weapon.
connect.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So you've got to
And then
obviously
you tap
time it.
Square.
I tap square. Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got to time it just right. You can guard, like hold the button down, and it'll
And
do
does
a
that
weaker.
work with boss battles, or is that just on normal?
Some
enemies?
obviously are harder to guard against because they're stronger, and some of their attacks are really difficult to predict. So, I'll hopefully be showing you ways of avoiding those, making it easier. Elemental attacks are best on the whole. Guarded, just you can hold the button down and it does like a weaker guard. So some hits will get through, but it's a lot obviously weaker than a full attack, So,
And then does that use less of the gauge, ATB gauge? Or?
Yeah, guarding does use ATB. Perfect guard can use up quite a big chunk, and if you hold the button down, it will gradually go down the ATB gauge. So you can't guard forever, because obviously that'd be cheating. You wouldn't want to do that. So there's very much the opening scenes. This guy here. Go away. We're skipping all text and cutscenes, by the way. So we didn't think people would want to sit through that. So
Interesting outfit he's got there.
Yeah, he's
Looks like he's just got out of bed or something.
a little bit. It kind of reminds
Fancy
me of
pajamas.
the guys from Final Fantasy X, all the priesty guys.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a bit creepy, really. Yeah, recovery items. Again, it's very different. So you can buy potions, you can buy Phoenix Downs and stuff. However, you only get a set amount. So here you can see, luckily this guy gives us free potions, which is awesome. Normally you have to pay for them. But if you look at the numbers 1-6 on the side, you can only have those select amount of items, but you can upgrade that during the game. So you can get, I can't remember, the max is like 12 or something. But you have to really manage the items you take into battle. You have to be really, keyed in to what you'll need.
So that's a big difference.
Oh, a huge difference. You can't just think, right, I could keep
You could
buy 99 potions.
Stockpile 99
Exactly, you can't do that anymore. So again, it adds another level of tactical strategy that you need. So yeah, I can buy lots of potions. And at this early stage...
But then you can't fill with anything else, right? Once you've used the slots.
No. Obviously, if I use one in battle, or you can use them between battle as well.
And are potions stored separately to other items, like weapons and things?
Yeah, on the whole. I'll show you a quick bit of the menu. So they get their own thing called recovery items, because you can use them out of battle as well. So, if you've had a really tough battle, you can still heal. But you need to obviously make sure that you're not depleting them too much. But obviously we don't really need them right now because we're on full health.
We're just stocking up.
Yeah, pretty much. They're free, you might as well.
Yeah.
Take everything for free. So obviously your data log is the same. Your maps, again, they're pretty standard. Can't really see much right now because we're not really through the game. But yeah, the inventory, there you go. Everything's separate. So you got your garb, your weapons. We'll go into garb detail a bit later when we get more of them.
Yeah.
There's not many yet. So, and then quests. You have a quest log, of course, because this game is very quest based.
Mm-hmm.
They have separate little flashing icon there. They have separate sections for the wildlands, the dead dunes. These are all the main 4 areas.
Okay.
So
that's all
where
of them.
they are.
There's 4 in
four
total.
main areas. Okay. Yeah, that's right. But they're very big. It's not just like linear. They are huge areas.
Right.
It'll take you a while to traverse all of them. So we are heading after Snow because Snow has gone crazy in this game. He's basically been an emo for 500 years. you know. He has. So, yeah. Oh, you can dash to get... It's like a sprint, but you see that little blue bar there? Oh, I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, so you can sneak up on enemies like you could and attack them to make sure you can get a sort of an advantage on them. Switch between targets, yeah. Okay, so it'll tell you if you're fighting multiple enemies, you can switch. So I can go to this guy and say, okay, I'll throw some thunder or whatever at you. And you can, that's right, you can change the camera settings, so I can go to this view, or I can go close. Oh, wait. There we go. I can go close or abroad. So if you're fighting multiple enemies, you want to see most of the battlefield, won't you?
Yeah.
So you
can control the camera.
Yeah, and you can also swizz it around if you look. So you can basically see the whole field of battle, which is really useful.
So it's somewhere in between, like the cutaway battles that you had in earlier games, but
right.
Not completely in the main game environment like in 12.
No, you're not
so in the middle between
somewhere
those
in the
two,
middle. Yeah, it's I guess kind of like 13.2 was, in which you could the enemies would pop up and you could see them. Yeah, and you don't really get a battle screen as such. It's not like the smashing glass they had or whatever from 10. So yeah, this little blue gauge, if you're running, it'll deplete. So you've got to, stop occasionally and let it regenerate. Because if it gets to 0, you won't be able to attack enemies. And then, of course, they can get the jump on you and, well, bad things happen. You start with, 10% less HP and stuff. So you need to make sure that you watch what you're doing.
And then, how do you find out? So I noticed that you were casting the Blizzard spell on the last enemy. How do you find out what's their weakness?
Oh, you can. This is the Libra screen. This hasn't changed. This is very much the same. It will tell you drops, which is nice. Actually, it didn't really have a lot of information about what enemies drop what. So yeah, it'll tell you the stagger conditions. But again, like previous games, you've got to fight the enemy a few times before it'll tell you its weaknesses. Or I think there is a Libra item that you can purchase. That's right. You can purchase enemy information from shop vendors, so they'll tell you, how to hunt it, how to stagger it, that kind of thing, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a Libra scope, but guys selling it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of these battles are just really samey at the moment.
Yeah.
But you can jump. Woo! You can actually jump. Instead of just jump off things, you can actually jump up things, and you can climb ladders, and there's quite a few different things that they've added in, which is kind of nice, which is a bit more like an action game, I guess. But yeah. So they're just discussing about Snow and the fact that he's gone all crazy. So this game is set 500 years from Final Fantasy XIII too. 500 years after the Chaos was released, because everyone stopped aging. That would explain why Snow is still alive after 500 years. Everyone stopped aging because of the Chaos. Yeah. So he's basically spent 500 years going, oh, I'm really miserable. Yeah, where's Sarah gone? Yeah, he's a bit depressed. In fact, most of them are quite depressed. This game is a lot darker than previous games. I know they briefly touched on those themes, but this really is like the culmination of it all. Kind of makes sense since there's only 13 days to go till the end of the world, Oh no! See, lightning begins with 5% less HP if you don't, if you don't attack them first, so they get the jump on you. So obviously that's not very good, particularly if it's against a really hard enemy. It's nothing worse than running straight into an enemy, and they do pop up, which is kind of annoying. But you get a feel for where the enemies will pop up anyway.
Yeah, they sort of patrol. Or...
Yeah, there's normally quite a set pattern where they'll patrol through the cities or wherever you're visiting. Yeah.
But at this stage, you probably don't want to be skipping any battles.
Not really. You need... it's nice to build up EP, certainly for the boss coming up. So we're going down here, which through the chaos. enemies get stronger through the chaos, but is a bit later. I'll show you. Oh, where'd he go? He's disappeared and run away from me. Come back. Yeah. So, after this cutscene is like the first boss, which was from the demo, which you may have fought before Seb.
Okay.
Here he is.
This dude.
So this is the new stagger system, which is really different, actually. So instead of putting percentage points like you did in the other game, so you would use the commando first to maintain the gauge, and then you'd add to it with Ravager.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this time they have a very specific set of a pattern that you've got to do to try and stagger it. They have a little wave. It glows blue when you're not really done anything. Then it grows yellow the more you put into it, and it'll go red, and you know it's nearly there. And then you've got to keep doing what you're doing, and then it'll finally stagger. But what happens in stagger, instead of the enemies being weak to something, most of the time they'll get debuffed automatically, which is kind of cool. So you don't have to like keep casting buffs all the time. So this guy's vulnerable to magic, as they just said. He's vulnerable to thunder. So we throw a few thunders out. You see it's glowing yellow? The waves get bigger. There you go. It's gone red. So you need to make sure you're attacking in the right way to make it stagger. Because if you went to an attack that it's not particularly weak to, the gauge would go back to yellow and then back to blue. So you want
to make it as wavy as possible?
Pretty much, yeah. The waves get quite big after a while. So, and as it says, you can look at Libra as well, and you'll be able to figure out some ways of attacking, but you want to keep it thunder in this guy. I know, you see Libra, there's nothing on it yet, of course, because we've just started fighting. But if I start... he's been stampede. So he's staggered now. So again, they're like in previous games, they're more vulnerable to attacks. This guy particularly is vulnerable to physical attacks when he's staggered. But if he's not staggered, he's not.
So you want to switch from the
you start attacking because you do more damage. I mean, you can keep with Blizzard and stuff because it does do some damage. But you see he's got Deprotect on anyway, so... so this is the limit break of the game, although you can use it providing you've got enough EP. Anyway, you can use it as much as you want. You can use it like 2 or 3 times in a battle if you want to. So if I press L2, this is overclock. It's particularly while foes are staggered, obviously you can inflict massive damage, so you really want to use overclock when they're staggered mostly. So when you do an attack, the overclock gauge will slowly deplete depending on the attack. So if you do a really strong one, it'll deplete faster, whereas if you're doing little ones, it'll gradually deplete. So, if I keep attacking...
Kind of like a bonus ATV gauge?
Yeah, kind of. Because then you get a full ATV gauge back as well when you go back out of it.
Oh, nice.
So if you watch, there you go, it's refilled again. And the other one will be refilled too on my other schema. You can have a maximum of 3 schemas, by the way, but we only have 2 right now. So, there you go. And he's down.
Ready for the next fight.
So, it's just so much easier now. Instead of having to rely on like the Saboteur to debuff him all the time, you can debuff if you want, but it does it for you. So yay! Nice. And here you go. You've got your star menu that you were looking for before.
Yeah.
It does grade you by time, by damage inflicted. I think there's a couple of other parameters that I'll talk about later. Okay. Don't really want to get into that too much yet. It's kind of complicated, but so you get loads more EP with bosses as well, and better items in general, obviously. EP is basically the life force of the game. It's kind of what Lightning has to collect. She's collecting souls. She turns it into EP, which the idea is the god is going to create a new world from the souls. So that's what she's doing. So you can climb ladders. Yay. Not that I needed to go up here. Did I go up here? Yeah. And Hope is back. Mr. very annoying teenage boy is back. Well, he's not quite annoying in this game, but he's turned into a boy again. But I don't want to talk about spoilers, but yeah. It's a bit random. Skip. So we're going back to what's known as the Ark, which is kind of like Lightning's sort of base where she rests. Time doesn't flow in the Ark, so whilst you spend time up here, you don't have to worry about what's going on down there.
Okay.
You don't have to think, oh god, I've only got like 5 days.
And what do you do in the Ark?
You can get more abilities. Normally, if you have to visit once a day, and you'll get bonus garb or you'll get new abilities the more you progress through the game. You can also replay boss battles or any battles you found particularly hard. You can replay them to get better stars, and you'll be returned to the state you were in before that. Skip there. Yeah. So it's kind of like a catalogue as well of what you're doing, and it keeps a check on what you're doing. So like here you can collect. We have some stuff to collect. Yay! Always make sure you collect the treasure boxes and stuff. So you see we've received new abilities, Blizzard and Light Guard. And then this one has something. That's a shield. So what it's doing is basically filling out a schema for us. Which is, that's a weapon. And then the last one is over here. And it'll be the garb. Wizard one, I think. Yeah, Mist Wizard. So there you go. So now we have, oh, there you go. You can customize it. Your schemata. A schemata is basically your garb, your weapons, it's all the things together. That's your schema. And they're not static. You know, you can basically equip whatever you want in whatever garb you want. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. And you can change the colour, but it's a very girly thing to like. Yeah. Yay, colours! So, so we can create this one, the Mist Wizard one. So you have to select the garb you want to use, which obviously we've only got one anyway. And then you've got to, these are the choices of weapons, but you can put any weapon on it. You don't have to necessarily put one that's good with magic or, you know, just because she's a magic garb, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
You can literally have her with like a beastly sword or whatever.
Wouldn't it be like
wouldn't be as effective.
Rubbish if you equip the wrong stuff.
Yeah, it would. I mean, you obviously...
Are they trying to make it so there is no wrong stuff?
I think so. I think it just depends on your style, you know, what you like.
Yeah.
I think they've basically just decided, well, we're going to give them anything they want and they can be as crazy as they want.
Because usually whenever you have the option to equip stuff but one has inferior stats, you're almost never going to equip the thing that's got worse stats, even if it looks rubbish.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if the other one, you know, it's
I think though you don't. I mean, each garb tends to have like inbuilt abilities. So this one has like thunder as a default. It comes with defender and stuff. So each one will have inbuilt stuff. But I think they just want to give players more of an option. So you could make a really all-round garb. You could have one with like really good strength, but then you can add a bit of magic to it. So you don't have to keep worrying about switching to very specific ones if you don't want to. If you like to be a bit of an all-rounder.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. So you can equip abilities. So
is it unlimited how many abilities you can have?
Or? No, you can only have 4. You'll always want one guard ability, because obviously, well, unless you've got ridiculous HP.
So why have you got 2 on that screen?
You can have multiple items. Basically, you can have multiple guards, you can have multiple thunders, because the idea is you can only equip one per garb. You can't. So if I try to equip like this thunder one, that's equipped to another garb. You see.
I see.
So I can't do that. So you know, we're kind of limited here. I have to have Blizzard.
So is there a set number in the game, or can you just unlock?
You can. I mean,
a lot of them.
Yeah, there's like hundreds of different abilities and stuff you can equip.
Okay.
I don't know how many. There's a lot.
But of the same spell, there's multiple.
Yeah, you can buy multiple stuff as well. You can buy multiple weapons. You can buy multiple whatever you want.
Okay,
really.
So you could equip. You could customize lots of different schematas.
Yeah, you can make it as detailed or as simple as you want. Really,
okay.
Which is pretty cool. So yeah, you can have up to 4, but we only have 3 for this one. So when you're done, you just press done, and then you've got to put it in a slot. Obviously, we're very limited. Miss Wizard. And you can edit colors. I'm just going to show everyone this. It's really quick. Oh, there we go. Right, so you can select all parts and change the color. See? So it'll just be like, you can make it some really weird garish color if you want. Bright yellow, woo! Okay, there we go. That'll do. You can select the different parts if you want them all different multicolored lightning, which may not look very good, but you know, if you're into that stuff. So yeah, there you go. That is all the schema thing. And if you see up there, the auto abilities, you can fuse different abilities into the garb as well. So if you really like a garb and it has a really good ability and you want to add more to it, then you can do that if you want.
Okay.
So.
And do you need like a certain item to do that? Or?
Yeah, you'll need certain items, maybe certain weapons. You can go crafting. You know, there's vendors that do it for you, basically.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. And if I go to, I'll just show everyone this very quickly. If you have any downloadable content or the Outer World rewards or even trophies, you can access all your different rewards here. I won't be using most of these because not everyone will have them all, but these are the ones I've unlocked, so I can equip those if I want to.
Okay, and how did you get those?
I got one from pre-ordering with a company game. They gave me the cloud one, which comes with the Buster Sword and stuff. And then I got another one from, sneakily, pre-ordering from Amazon. They gave me the samurai stuff. And then there's one for buying the collector's edition of the guide.
Okay,
as well.
So basically like rewards.
Yeah, they're just for pre-ordering or rewarding your loyalty, I suppose.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But as you unlock trophies, you also unlock garb or adornments as well. So it gives you rewards for, for doing things in the game. You get better rewards, which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. So anyway, back to it. So yeah, we can now escape from battle as well. Yeah, EP abilities. So I have to go and challenge that boss we just did again. Wherever it is. I have to go to the bookcase. There it is. Okay. This is where you can re-challenge bosses. It's a book of conquest. Yeah. So if you've fought a battle before and you maybe got 2 stars on it and you really want to get 5 stars or whatever, you can keep going back and fight the same monster again. So we go to him and it'll restart. It'll tell you what you got last time. So if you want to do it again, which we have to do in the tutorial, yeah, you'll fight him exactly as he is. But yeah, it's going to explain about EP abilities, which are, yeah, they use up that little gauge again, like the overclock gauge. It'll use up one of that, depending. The stronger it is or the better it is, we'll use it more. So, yeah, so if I press start, which is your recovery item screen, yeah, you can press R1 or L1, switch over, and you can select, you have like different ones. You can collect quite a lot of them, as you can see. So we want to select escape. So this is how you escape from battle. If you do want to escape a battle in the Ark, you won't be penalized by time. If you want to escape during the actual, when you're down in the cities, you'll lose like an hour of game time, which is quite a long time really, so you don't want to be doing it too often, just FYI. Hope, what are you saying? Go away. So now we get to visit the first city, the first main bit. In a minute, once Hope's finished blabbing. Go away, Hope.
No more lectures today.
Go away, go away.
You're giving the
Okay, stop talking.
We can use the warp machine.
Yeah, this is a warp machine that basically warps you up and down. When you're ready to go back to the cities or whatever, you've done everything you want to do.
By using the warp device.
Oh, go away. He talks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world is Nova Chrysalia, which is most fans of the series will recognize that name. I'm not sure why they called the world Nova Chrysalia, but they did. Yeah, so the arc's kind of like the Historia Crux, I guess, from 13.2. It's just time doesn't flow. It's just is somewhere. So this is the first main city, Luxurium. It's quite gothic in architecture. It's pretty crazy. It's got like a clock tower and it's quite nice. Alright. First quest. So this is a quest screen. Pretty standard. It'll tell you the difficulty of it. Obviously, the harder it is, normally the longer it takes. So in game time.
And is that always out of 3 stars or?
Yeah, on the whole. So the more difficult it is, normally it takes quite a long time. So you want to be making sure that you want to do quests in between if you've got a particularly big quest. So we'll accept this quest. Let's see what happens. So we've got to question people, basically. So your quest gets updated and it will tell you in the quest screen what you got to do, basically. So we need to talk to various people. So if you look, you've got how many days are left. It'll tell you the time in the corner, and it ticks away pretty quick. Like a minute is only a few seconds of our time.
Right.
So there are ways of increasing it or stopping it as well. So you don't have to worry about like, oh my god.
And if it runs out, is it game over? Or?
Yeah, if you don't do all the main quest by the end, like by the 13th day, basically, that's it. You've got to go back to the beginning and do it all again.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. But luckily,
but that you'd have to like seriously mess up.
Yeah, you'd really have to just ignore everything and,
right.
and just not do the main quest. So just make sure you do.
And whenever you do side quests, you get earn time as well, right?
Yeah,
pretty much everything gets you more time.
Yeah, it can get you more time. Yeah, you can use an ability called chronostasis, which is discussed a bit later. So you can freeze time as you're doing things if you want to.
Okay.
So if you've got to like take a really long trek, you don't want the in-game clock ticking away that.
So can we like side quest at this point, or are we still on main quest right now? Or?
There's a couple of side quests. They pop up. You can normally see who's got a quest because you see the little stars that he's got above, like below his name. It'll tell you people who have a quest will have little stars next to their name. So go and talk to them, basically. So yeah, we need to go and collect. This one's got a quest. Here we go. This guy. His is very easy. We just got to find his attendant and bring it back to him. So this one only takes like a few minutes, basically. Some take a few minutes, some take days.
Right.
The bigger they are, the harder they are. So yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. So we're going to meet a lot of people that need help. And if we complete a quest, it's like you level up, you get better abilities, better strength, your stats increase the more quests you complete. So instead of having a static level up system where you fight monsters or whatever, you only have you only have quests to help you increase. So you want to do as many as you can within the time. But it is possible to do all quests in the game before the end of the 13th day. Just takes a bit of planning, bit of strategy.
Whenever I see like a countdown timer, I'm instantly like stressed out.
It's like, oh my god! No, you shouldn't be really stressed because there is enough. There's ample time to get the quest done. Certainly the main quest, anyway. So yeah, people don't just think, oh my god, there's a timer.
To, like, rush through
You gotta rush through it. No. I mean, you always want to make sure you're doing something. Obviously, you don't want to like waste days and days of just sitting around.
That's like a big part of the Final Fantasy normally is like exploring and
you can still explore, you know.
It's not like rushing you.
Yeah, if you fancy exploring, you can just stop time and so it doesn't flow anymore. So it's not like counting down the time, you know? This is their official messages from Square Enix. It'll tell you if I just have a quick look. These are online things, so if you're connected to the internet, into the outer world, people can leave little messages and give you items if you want, and little pictures, so if everyone's got anything really nice that they wanted people to see. So yeah, it'll this is just one from Square Enix. You get a potion, you can cheer them. It's kind of like social media basically, but Final Fantasy. Yeah, and you can I don't need a potion, but yeah, you can buy items. If you want the item, you got to pay like the delivery fee. It's like, how dare you charge me? No, but some people send really cool stuff, which is nice. So, oh yeah, quick mention about vendors. So they have plenty of shops in the game. This dude here, there we go. So yeah, they'll sell weapons. Outfitters generally sell. Go away, Mr. Man. Stop talking. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. Because it's closed down, they won't let me do it yet. But yeah, vendors will unlock in a minute once I've done this quest, which I may run through pretty quick. Just trying to remember where that last NPC is. You just got to go around talking to people. I might just talk to him now, actually, see what he does.
Need to solve this case. Luxarian is the city, but people's. If you find there are similarities.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Stop talking.
May also be.
Oh, okay, yeah, he talks at you. He's basically explaining that girls are being killed with the same color hair as lightning. No.
Looks like you're stuck there until they've made progress in the investigation.
Just show you the map. It's pretty big. It's huge. If you look at that. But like if you zoom in, it takes ages to traverse it all. So yeah, they're a lot bigger areas now.
Yeah.
It will take a long time to explore everything, I think. Yeah, it's huge. So I need to go to down there. Yeah. Spoken to that person. Just to attend. I'm trying to think.
I'm terribly sorry.
No, it doesn't say anything. But yeah, there's like loads of people to talk to. Oh, this is a guy. Sorry, this guy. Everyone basically gives you more clues as to what's going on. So help you solve the mystery, so to speak. Yes.
That's vital information.
I spoke to you, yeah.
Those white.
Apparently I did. Awesome. Okay. So, gotta go down here. His friend is just up past here, I think. Let's go and find his friend. What was it? Was he over here? No. I can't remember where he is. Oh, there he is. There he is. I knew he was over here somewhere.
You work at the station.
So he's part of this side quest that we picked up from the other guy. So I've got to escort him very slowly because he gets scared if I run off.
Aww.
I know.
Poor home.
Let's hold his hand. Come on, Lightning.
Wow.
Yeah,
He
this
likes
is.
to walk real slow.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Typical escort quest, right?
Pretty much. you gotta like take it easy. You gotta get up here where Thornton is, basically. Just up here.
So he looks like he was running.
Does he run? He may do. It just says don't run off too fast. I don't think you can dash.
Can't dash.
No, I don't think so. Hello, Thornton. So, yeah, once you complete this quest, which we have, basically their souls are saved. That's all we had to do. It's like, sweet. That was easy. So yeah, you get, obviously, reward.
You've stolen their clothes.
Apparently,
Or
which
their
is
hats.
slightly creepy.
Caps and berry.
Yeah. They're adornments that you can customize the garb with, apparently.
Okay.
So I could make Lightning
so
wear
that's
it
just
like...
make you look swish.
Pretty much.
That's like
yeah.
style.
Yeah. And then you obviously get Gale, but yeah, you.
Because you gotta look good as
Of course we
you're
do.
battling.
It's lightning. She's got to look good all the time. Yeah, so you get better stats the more quests you do as well. As you can see, our strength went up, our HP went up. So that's how we level up. She steals their soul. I'll take that. And yeah, that's kind of the level up system, I guess. He also gives you info, which is nice.
The user will definitely be very interested in this information. When I talk to
Oh,
a
be
few
quiet,
people-
Hope. Alright, who haven't I talked to now? There's one more. Talked to that guy, didn't I? I think. Did I? Fishy. Some of these NPCs say some really weird things.
That's strange. When he realized that, but with the
Okay.
order, he can stay low.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So now we can go back and talk to the Inquisitor
What could they be after?
about this
Once the gates are opened, I'll try
and
tailing
complete the main quest.
discreetly.
Woohoo!
It'll be the easiest
Wait.
way to find her.
If you know anything about the case,
So more stats. You get quite a lot for main quests. Obviously, get a lot more reward. And the harder the quest, obviously, the better the reward. Otherwise, it'd be a bit like, here's 1 gil for a 3-star quest.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I'll steal your soul as well. Bit random. Yeah, so now we have access to the shops, which is cool. That chronostasis, so I'll briefly explain this. Oh, it's going to tell it for me. Explain it for me. Yeah, so you can stop time. This is what you will use probably quite a lot. If you really, if you've got a long trek and you don't want the time to be running when you're running to somewhere, you stop time using chronostasis.
So why wouldn't you just like use that all the time?
Because you only have a certain amount of EP.
Oh, you can only use
Uses
it
EP.
based on your EP. I see.
Yeah, so if you, let's see, if you like sleep in an inn or ride the monorail or whatever, the time will start again. So it does stop after a while. You can't just leave it and use 2 EP and that's it. Yeah, so it will, for like any major thing, it will start again. So you have to keep activating it, but obviously you've only got a certain amount of stuff. But it's useful if if you need to get from one side of a place to another and you don't want to have the time ticking away. But for the most part, the main quests, you can only be activated at certain times of the day or whatever. So you want to be doing stuff in between anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, you might as well. But yeah, I'll just show you the shop system very quickly.
welcome in.
This guy has lots of new things. So he's got... Yeah, so you can buy, again, you can buy garb. These are 2 new garbs that we can get. Well, not that we have a lot of money, but... this is just adornments, again. Yeah, so if you look, these have inherent attacks, abilities. Just,
Yeah, that
they're
sort of
always
boosts
automatic.
what you've already got, basically.
Yeah, and they're always automatic. You don't have to equip anything to get those abilities.
Right.
So they all have different stats, so obviously,
Are they worth buying?
this one's pretty good. I like that one. But we don't have a lot of items to equip to them just yet, but we will do. But yeah, I think...
It's like an Elvis costume.
I know, it's you can get sunglasses and earrings and lots of weird stuff, but lightning is Elvis. That's what Elvis really went. It's now lightning.
But be warned,
Yeah.
do not use it again and again.
Yeah,
Only use
so
it
you get innkeepers, so you can rest, which will replenish your HP like it has done in previous games.
Right.
But the time does go. You can set yourself to wake up at a certain time of the day.
Okay.
So you're not just going to like sleep for 8 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
You just sleep the end of the world away.
World is it over? Game over.
Yeah, basically. Oh, well, yeah,
Oh, but I was really
that would
tired.
suck. Yeah. I had like 10 days sleep. Yeah, this guy has monster notes. So it gives you info on your enemies, like I was explaining before with the Libra system.
So is this like hunting missions for like specific monsters, or just
Yeah, kind of. It just gives you special info.
Just information, right?
Yeah, it's not like you get this and then you've got to go and hunt the monster. No, it just gives you info on them. Yeah, so we'll take this tutorial. Yeah, so these are, so you can get info on these types of enemies. You've got to buy it, obviously, but it gives you, so instead of having to keep fighting an enemy and not knowing what you're doing, you can just purchase.
Okay.
These
So, I see. So this is the thing that matches up with your
Libra. Yeah, that's right.
Gotcha.
Which is nice, instead of having to use Libra scopes or having to keep fighting the same thing again to know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It'll give you a detailed breakdown of stats and stuff, which is cool. Okay, Mr. Man. Oh, look who's back. Do you remember this lady? Crazy Chocolina. Okay, this woman. She's quite annoying. Go away. Yeah, she's back. This time, the Canvas of Prayers works a bit like sort of the hunter boards in 12,
Mm-hmm.
where people post a quest
Yeah.
and you can accept them. So each one will have, items that they may want, or a monster they want killed, or whatever it is. So again, you can use all these to boost your abilities and get more time for the end of the world, before the world ends and stuff. So we can complete this quest straight away because we already have the items. So again, it's quite handy. Just happen to have them. Yeah, so you get more stuff, which is cool. Yeah, so they all generally, the first ones obviously are easy. They're not gonna ask you to do something too bad. Tattered leather and stuff, you will normally find the enemies in the areas, so wherever the quest board is, Canvas of Prayers. You don't have to go too far afield unless it's a really hard one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. Okay, goodbye Chocolina. Okay, so we've got to
So what's next? Is it just complete that?
Yeah, we've completed the investigation, and now, well, I can show you what's next quest. So if you ever get lost, like I'm doing right now, now if you ever get lost, it will tell you where you need to go. So what we need to do, we have to wait for these guys. They gather at midnight in the North Station. So again, there's a lot of quests that are very time specific. They can only access at certain times of the day.
And you have to just keep track of the clock in the game.
Yeah, generally. So again, if you're waiting around for a certain time of the day, go and do something else. Don't just sit there for hours.
It's basically telling you, like, go and do a side quest right now.
Yeah, it's encouraging you, exactly.
Yeah,
it's encouraging you to go further afield instead of just breezing through.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got, there's all the completed ones. So yeah, we could do Canvas of Prayers, or you can do a quick side quest. Not that we have any right now, but they can pick some up. So we've got to wait till midnight, which is only in half an hour. And they appear here, I think, on the station. So yeah, whatever you need will appear at that time.
About maybe 4 seconds to 1, something like that.
Something like that. It's like 3 seconds, I think, per minute. So yeah, time just travel quite fast. So you're not going to be waiting around literally for hours and hours. So if you did have a lot of time, so you could go to the stores or do what you need to do. I mean, don't be too pressurized, as I said. You can do what you want, really. It's not going to force you to go and do something, really. Other than the main quest, obviously.
Right.
You have to get the main quest done before the end. Otherwise, you fail the game. Other than that, you can do as little or as much as you want. So, within reason. Yeah. So, we'll wait another 10 minutes. No point going anywhere else right now.
Yeah, there.
Might as well. No, actually, I just remembered, they come from down here. We've got to do a bit of stealth. Lightning to stealth. It's not like proper stealth. We're not talking Metal Gear Solid here.
Yeah.
But
Metal Gear Lightning.
yeah. But when they appear,
Where do you think a group of people are likely to gather on?
they tend to appear, yeah, in this plaza. So you need to look for. There they are. You see, and they do see you if you're not careful. So yeah, look, that's Lightning stealth. She squats down. So you've got to follow them to wherever they're going. Sneaking off. Excuse me, person. I don't want to get too close. Yep, so they're sneaking off. Oh, see? They come up with a little exclamation mark if they spot you, so you just go somewhere else. They'll run towards you, but then they get bored and turn around again, so it's not too bad.
So this is basically the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, basically. Each mission obviously is very different, but at least they've tried to add new stuff in.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just the same stuff.
It's me.
Or go here, fetch this here, you know. It's nothing worse than 100 quests like that.
Yeah.
So, but this is very brief, it's not a really long bit anyway.
Thinks he could be the leader of the
So,
heretics.
So if the Shadow Hunter leads the cult,
yes, we need to find out info on the Shadow Hunter who's killing these girls. He's not very nice, although I think I know who he is, but I'm not going to spoil it. He's quite a well-known character, shall we say. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I've yet to play this myself, so don't know everything yet. Oh, it told me off. I'm sorry. I don't think you get penalised for doing that, though, really. Other than they just go, "Oh, what are you doing?" But they head off up there. Come back. So we're gonna hop up here. Oh, what are you doing, Lightning? Oh. She doesn't jump very high. You would think, you know, the savior and stuff would be able to jump, like, stupid distances. Oh no, she's gonna get me. Just ran into the wall.
Crazy speed.
I know, look how fast she runs. Oh, Lightning was supposed to be the, you know, the super one. Okay, I'm going around now. So now we need to go here and watch what they're about to do. More cutscenes.
Can we pause here?
Okay. So yeah, we're into the next section now anyway. So we're going to finish it here. So I hope everyone enjoyed this little tidbit of Lightning Returns. And we'll definitely be covering the game in a lot more detail with just myself. We'll be doing boss videos, we'll be doing hopefully the best ways, the optimal routes through, the best equipment to use, and how to make the most of your time. So look out for that. Seb, do you want to add anything else?
Yeah, no, thanks for taking me through that, Claire. That was really good. I learned quite a bit from that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my copy and giving it a go myself.
Yeah, have fun with Lightning. So yeah, we'll see you all again next time. Yeah, goodbye.
Awesome. Bye, guys.